Hey, yo. You rocking with the best known unknown podcast on the internet. It's Late to Work, now live with episode number 20. Vente. 2020 twins. Bring out that old school land shit. It's your boy Money Mitch, like always, aka Light Skin Lear, aka Mitch Gaines, where you can find me on all my social medias now. Gaines with a Y, because I'm a little bit gay. Mixed Skin Messiah, aka Daddy Longstroke, aka the motherfucking Clitoris Wrangler, aka the Light Skin Lord of the Flies, because you know what it is, I'm eating all y'all niggas. Catch me on all my social medias, like I said, at Mitch Gaines with the Y, or at MLGainer22, depending on where you're trying to find me at. I'm here rocking with my best friend, my right hand, the best known comedian.
Best friend, that's a lot, man.
I mean, it's 2018. I need a new best friend. My supposed best friends didn't invite me out for New Year's this year, so I'm looking for new best friends. Fuck these niggas. They probably don't even listen to this podcast, so fuck them anyway.
Oh man, only Chris Allen right here for the folks that are listening, are supporting. Man, we're in 2018. The world's getting crazy, but we trying to keep it a little bit sane over here in the Late2Work podcast. Fresh from vacation. Back at you.
A lot of travel.
A lot of travel is going on, man. Hold on. So, how was your New Year's, man?
Let's go with yours first, because I have to think about my words there.
Mine was chill. Okay, so historically, I always have terrible New Year's. It's just New Year's and Halloween are my worst holidays. It's just too much of a build up. And it's
Have you always felt that way, or is there like an age where that became true? Because when I was younger, I loved all of this shit.
No, I've always felt like it was overhyped. I felt it's too expensive. I mean, obviously I had to go through a few first time going out when you're like 16, 17, 18. You're like, oh yeah, everyone's getting hyped for it.
First New Year's party where parents aren't there and that kind of shit.
Yeah, and then you're like, all right, well this is always gets whacked. Like it's always too much going on. There's a bunch of rookies out there. You're getting way too trash. It costs you $90 to get an Uber or a Lyft anywhere, and the bars are crazy. And it's just like
we paid like $48 for a Lyft home from not a bar.
Yeah,
like I got a Lyft home from a house party. I'm pretty sure it was like a $20 Lyft there. It was like $50 on the way home.
Yeah, man, it's insane actually. So no, I'm not a huge fan of New Year's, man. I honestly
What'd you do? Did you go?
I went. So I went to. I was in Boston. I went to Kings and Seaports. And
okay.
So it was pretty chill.
I forgot there now.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. It's dope set up, man. It's a place to go out, and it was a pretty chill night, and I had fun. But it's not worth what was spent that night.
I'm sure the cover was at least $50.
Well, we just got a couple lanes, and we got a couple bottles of champagne, and we just got food and so forth, and just chill. It was just like close friends, intimate, and so it was relaxing, but it wasn't too much. Still expensive, but
it wasn't overkill, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I would just had just as much as fun just staying at the crib watching Chappelle stand up and just drinking.
Did you make it to midnight? Were you out till midnight?
Yeah, I was out. I stayed out probably till a little after, probably like 2 o'clock, I think we called it a night. And
right. Back so yeah, you're a decent little New Year outing. That's honestly that's the lane I'm trying to be in. Like I'm not old enough yet that I want to be home on New Year's, but I want to be out and I want to be like cozy chic out. You know what I mean? Yeah. I want to be at a bowling alley. I want to be at like someplace I can dance a little bit, be with a couple of homies, but like I ain't trying to be like out and like all the shit. Yeah. Like I don't know, I'm somewhere in between there. Or I want to go and get all the way ratchet, one of the two. Like, find me a place that has no cover and dollar beer still on there. Yeah. Let's just get fucking wasted.
Yeah, or just like a sick house party. Or not even a house party, just everyone gets together at a house, cheap. Like, not your house, so it feels like you're out. But bring food, beer, and booze, girls there. And
so that's what we kind of did, but that was the problem. Was like everyone there was already coupled up. So it was cool, and like people was cool. Like we had a good time. Like booze was good. Like made nice homemade like mulled apple cider. Like like shit was nice, but like I don't know. Like I'm not old enough yet that I want to be at a party with all couples. Yeah, like I go to parties with single people because they're funner.
You still wonder the possibility that someone gets stabbed that night. Like
somebody gets stabbed, somebody gets laid, somebody gets drunk and falls off a balcony.
Something crazy needs to happen.
Yeah, no, I don't. And bro, like I'm not even like. I swear, I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this because I don't know how many of them like listen to this podcast. Yeah. But like, how can I say this without saying this? It's well documented. Everybody in the podcast audience knows. Like, I always get that loud. Like, I'll be smoking a fair amount of my time. Yeah. So if we're at a party and like somebody's like, yo, do you want to smoke? I'm like, all right, cool, bet. A couple of us go to smoke, right?
Yeah.
If you're inviting people to go smoke at a party, the first time we partied at the people's house, same kid shows up with like, he builds a bong out of like a soda bottle and like a pen tube or a straw or something, like a foil bowl at the top, like some real like collegiate shit. Yeah. Which I respect because I've been there. But like, we 27. Like I'm the young one in this party at 27.
You can get the hype for like.
I've got my bowl. Shorty's got the vape. Like we got. He then proceeds to make like a grab bong in the sink. Nah, I'm not doing it. But cool. Yeah. So next time we're here New Year's Eve, I'm like, all right, cool. They probably stepped the game up a little bit. It's a fancier occasion. It's New Year's Eve, right? My nigga out here with a one hitter with 6 people out to smoke on the deck. It's 4 degrees, my guy. Yeah. Pack a bowl, roll a blunt, roll a joint, something. Yeah. Like we are not out here with a one hitting device with 7 people in 7-degree weather. Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah. But like, whatever. It's all good. It was a nice party. It was good people. It was like food was good, booze was good. You know, I come down at midnight, kiss my girl at midnight. It was very nice. Yeah. I don't know. Cool. Not a lot to report on it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the simple. It just feels.
My New Year's Day was amazing. My New Year's Eve was
Yeah, see, and that's my problem with New Year. Like any other weekend, that would be a legit day. But because it's New Year's, it feels like you had this pressure.
That beats the shit out of 90% of my Saturdays. Yeah. Most of my... It was a Sunday, right?
Sunday,
blows the doors off my Sunday.
Exactly. That was your top 5 Sunday of 2017.
Because I didn't even watch a lot of football this year, so I didn't have good football Sunday. Yeah, so yeah, that was top 5 Sunday for my year, for sure. New Year's Day was dope though, so that was much better. So on to 2018, good things ahead. What do we start in 2018 with?
Oh man,
I got a bunch of shit to get into for 2018. I guess.
Hey, you can start wherever you start. We'll let this bitch ride.
Yeah, let this bitch ride. It's 2018. So 2017, we ended the year with what I thought would be a small story and would drift away and things would land where they may and nobody would really talk about it until the next thing came. Ain't nobody shut the fuck up about Joe Budden since we stopped taping.
Oh yeah, he's captivated.
Everyone. I try to tell niggas I love Joe. That's my guy.
Yeah.
Boy, is this fun to watch.
It is fun to watch. Okay, so give a brief overview of it, and then we can.
So, quick update. We had mentioned that Joe Budden, quote unquote, got fired from Complex. Joe Budden was doing the morning show Everyday Struggle with DJ Akademiks. They got funny with the money, started trying to do episode sponsorships, side deals where, you know, they weren't getting compensated as talent. Joe was like, yo, we're renegotiating the deal. They were like, nah. And he was like, I'm out.
And I have to mention why you said that when we discussed Joe leaving Everyday Struggle, I've said some things without knowing the full detail. I'm completely on Joe. Besides the smoking thing, I'm completely on Joe's side about this. It was a money thing and it was a creative thing. Yeah. I didn't know it was those elements as big as they were, but Joe was completely in the right.
Truthfully, anyone more evidence could come out or whatever, but like from everything I've seen and heard, I don't know how you'd be on the other side of this.
Yeah, I don't know why. And this is probably because Akademiks, he's younger and he's not as familiar with that corporate setting. There's no way I'm signing a contract if my guy hasn't. Like, no, we're not. This is an agreement. Yeah, okay. Well, did Joe sign his agreement? No, then I'll just wait on that.
See, did Ak sign? He signed. Right?
They said Ak signed months before. Yeah, months before Joe signed.
So I gotta believe they had that talk with him and he knew. And this is what's weird is like Joe's out here talking all like just bigging up Ak at every occasion. Like now, like
Ak's doing the same thing unless you have.
Like from what I heard, like it kind of started out that way, but like Joe's like, yo, like listen to Ak's my dude. Like for all the shit I gave him, it's kind of like I'll give him shit, but fuck y'all niggas. Like you're a real dude. Like it's kind of been Joe's stance. And Ak's kind of out here like, like Joe's Joe, like. You know, put it this way. Charlamagne said this, this really put it in perspective. It's like, we all know now that the Revolt deal signed how much money they were throwing out. Yeah. So, if Ak was part of that offer, and he said no to stay at Complex, we know that's, it's dwarfing whatever he's getting at Complex, because when Ak saw the deal, his literal quote was, whoa, wait, that's per episode?
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, so like, if it's that kind of money, the only reason you're staying is some beef with Joe.
No, I think he had already
or some
signed
desire
his
to be that
contract. I think he had already signed the agreement before he got
couldn't get out of that though to go to Revolt.
I don't know, and that's what. Right. Yeah, that's I'm sure.
I mean, you're right.
Sure
his kid, he probably ain't got lawyers like that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he does run his own business, so I'm sure he has. I know he's mentioning he has a lawyer, but who knows? Does he have?
He ain't got the guy you need to do Bellwood Complex and Verizon.
Yeah, he don't have Verizon lawyer.
So. Yeah. Who does? Apple. You know what I mean? Like, you need some guys.
But here's what I'm concerned about with this transition, Joe. It's been announced on I think it was Diddy's social media, and they dropped a YouTube clip about it that Joe Budden is moving to Revolt. Now, when Joe Budden got this Everyday Struggle deal, Charlamagne was like, I give it 6 months.
Yeah. That was part of their best of 2017 on Brilliant Idiots. That was the day I died.
So, what do you give this Revolt thing? Yeah, they're taking care of him.
It's tricky because Diddy's the guy who, like... I'm sure Diddy's fucking people, but nobody ever seems to complain about Diddy.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that could possibly be true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like, I mean, Diddy survived hip hop in New York from like
he's in the forefront. He's in the Mount Rushmore of hip hop culture.
And like you can't be up there and not be really an artist. Like his deal is like as a label guy, as an exec, as a scout, as an aggregator, as a producer, a lot of things, but not as the artist. You know what I mean? And to be on that level as that guy, like you had to have done something wrong. So like. The people who are willing to go to bat for him and cover for him say a lot, in my opinion. So I think that goes a long way. Joe is also Joe.
And
the thing about Joe Budden is Joe Budden hates being comfortable.
Yeah, and I
don't know. But Joe Budden just had a kid. He wants to be comfortable now. He's got all these different ideas. If they give him the freedom to do what he wants, I think he'll be alright.
I think it's beyond just hates being comfortable. I think he has, and a lot of us do. I have partially this self-destructive element that they can't get out of their own way. He's always had it. I mean, with music. I mean, he's such a talented guy who has not lived up to his ability and his skill level as a musician.
In which way?
Okay,
as a musician or like in like financial success.
I think financial.
I think the music's always lived up to the hype.
No, in my opinion, and that's all I can give. He's had a couple solid projects, but all of them I feel like a majority of the projects he's released has been to me a disappointment.
Wow.
Yeah, and with like a few good songs in it, and like a few songs where you're like, God. Why doesn't everything should be like this?
That's what I will say. Is like, Joe Budden on every project is good for at least 2 to 3 records that'll make you reevaluate where you stood as a hip hop fan. Like, I understand rap differently now, but also good for like 2 to 3 records where you're just like, what's happening here?
Why am I even?
Because like Joe Budden has a lot of different. Like he has a very like rangy musical taste. And a lot of that shit, I feel like he's always good to try and pull one type of thing off the shelf that is probably a little outside of his range. When Joe Budden's just spitting bars, like he can spit bars better than anyone.
Yeah. And don't put him on a feature.
Yeah, come on, that's what I mean.
Don't put him on.
Like Joe Budden doing a 16 on like a pop rap beat is like lights out.
Yeah,
it has been for 15 years.
Exactly. So that's why I just said like and then you can like I feel he's self-proclaimed has a drug addiction.
Yeah.
So I think that's the self-destructive element. I feel like that whatever he's dealing with, like sometimes those patterns will follow that. A lot of people who I know that have had addiction problems will also have like other self-destructive elements in their personality. And I just think that, and I don't blame him. I heard the craziest quote, and this is a little bit off track, but I heard the craziest quote over break that it just resonated with me so much. The quote was being well adjusted to a sick society is no measure of health. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, that is. You wonder why so many people are like struggling. Like depression is at its highest point in this country. And then you see a lot of people who we deem as successful, and then you think like, oh yeah, like they're successful. But it's like, is that a measure of success? And they can like act even regardless of what you decide was success. You see someone that can like is maneuvering happily through this world. It's like, is that a measure of success that you can like?
See, I think that's. Not to get on my soapbox here, but I think that's what makes Joe Budden an inspiration. Like
I do too. I think that's his appeal.
Happy or like attached to any of this. He is here strictly to do what he pleases. Part of which is to please you, because he is like self-described himself as an egomaniac, in rehabilitation. And I think that's kind of his shtick, but he doesn't know it's the shtick. Yeah, like that's really him. Like it's not a shtick.
No,
it's not that. And I think that's kind of the beauty of it. Is like. He really doesn't give a fuck. And he probably should.
And I think he had. And I think why he resonates so well with the culture and so well with people, especially now that he's been more vocal, is because people have that element of Joe where they're just sick of bullshit and they want someone to say what they can't say at that, especially for the generation that he represents, and because of what he's came through and what
there's a stamp he's allowed to give that nobody wants to give him credit for, but also no one can take from him. Yeah, and that's what makes him so interesting. Yeah, it's like Joe Budden is a bona fide hip hop like staple. Like my nigga knows hip hop. Ain't nobody gonna tell you otherwise. And if they do, they're a fucking clown. Yeah. The problem, like he also represents, like you said, an older era. So none of these new niggas want to hear from him. And none of these old niggas want to agree with him because the ones who are still trying to be active in the game can't sign off on that because they'll lose their spot. Yeah. And that's what he's unique in that way, which is good for him.
And there's a few things that Joe says that you're like, oh, this is completely off base. Everything, even if you don't completely agree with it, there's a speck or there's a seed of some truth and something that resonates with you. And whether it's calling out the Migos or Little Uzi, or Yellow Yachty, which I'm surprised at during that breakdown where he told those guys he wasn't gonna say Yellow Yachty name again. He called Lil Yachty trash. I think that's gonna be some beef soon when they run into it. It's gonna be some issues.
I don't, because of who Lil Yachty is so happy and so positive. I think he can see what Budden is trying to say.
I don't think it's gonna be with Lil Yachty. I think it's gonna be with those quality control, those quality music guys, whatever it's called, quality control, whatever. Yeah, it's gonna be some issues. But I look forward to see what they develop with Revolt, man.
Well, hold on, we both dodged the question. How long are you giving it?
A year.
Yeah? So like that, like New Year's next year, Joe Budden will be done at Revolt?
It'll be something. Yeah, I think Joe's just one. Just some people that just need their own platform. They need their own wave. He needs to be. It's like Howard Stern. Howard Stern needed to just go and do series where he can be the king and do his own thing, and everyone left him the fuck alone. I feel like Joe's going to have to just go back to his podcast. I don't give it more than a year. And if it does go more than a year, I'll be surprised.
See, I think so long as he still has the podcast as well, it could go over a year. My fear is somebody's going to try and give them the bag for the podcast and make that exclusive. And I don't think that's good for them to be exclusive to, especially something like Tidal or Revolt, but even like Spotify or Apple Music or SoundCloud, wherever it is. Yeah. Obviously we're, a fledgling by comparison to their fucking listenership, but I can't imagine it's good for business to go from being on, 9 platforms to 1.
Yeah, I agree. Even
if that one is paying, 10x the amount.
Yeah, I mean, I have a problem with that, so especially in a growing media format to isolate where users can find you and access you. It's not that's like it. I hate when new artists will just put their album on one platform. It's like, dude, or charge for no, we're beyond that. Just put your joint out and let it ride.
I mean, that's what y'all always gonna get this shit for free, and it's always gonna be on Apple and SoundCloud, and hopefully many more platforms in 2018. We'll get to the show's resolutions towards the end, but like, I couldn't agree more. Like, the power is in people like hearing you and being on board with the movement. Like, I could give a fuck how much people pay for it, really.
Yeah,
because at the end, like the power is in knowing people and being well connected.
The power is in the people right now. You have the audience, you have the ear. Everything else that comes, success, money, other deals will start to compound on top of that.
So, speaking of things to come then, we know there's a show. We know it has Joe Budden. Mm-hmm. Do we know anything else?
We don't. And Diddy's involved. And Ciroc's gonna be everywhere.
There's gonna be Ciroc bottles everywhere. It's gonna look like a Funkmaster Flex freestyle at all times. There's gonna be Ciroc bottles all over the place. Diddy's gonna be whispering things in the background like Diddy does.
Yeah.
Low key, like for this whole ad-lib generation, y'all better all pay homage to Diddy. Yeah. Diddy was in the background of every track for all of the 90s. So respect.
He sauced those tracks up.
Yeah, I mean that's just what it was. Like who's coming on that show? What is gonna be? Is it gonna be a morning show? That would be some shit. They go directly at Everyday Struggle. Everyday Shuffle, mixing it up.
Oh, I think you definitely do.
Is that what? Yeah. That's so.
I think that's smart.
I think it's smart, but I don't think that's the play. Like I don't think to go old school Petty Joe is the play.
I don't even think that's petty. I think that just makes if they're used to digesting Joe at a certain time.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Why shift it in order to accommodate someone that Ak already got his contract. He's getting paid.
You signed a contract.
Drop him. That's a 50 move.
So can I tell you who I think like the real linchpin to this whole thing is?
Who's that?
And talk about the distance and how long this goes and everything. Mm-hmm. Charlemagne.
Yeah.
I think Charlemagne wants Joe Budden to succeed more than people understand. Mm-hmm. They did that whole year and recap shit together. They talked about doing other shows together. He might even EP on the new Revolt shit. Mm. And so I think he's going to have a lot to do with whether or not... And I could see Joe Budden and Charlemagne being two sides of the same coin and building a fucking massive media empire together. And I could also see them two putting each other in prison in a month.
I don't think that Joe has... Joe hasn't shown me that he can build that empire. Charlemagne has shown me he can.
Charlemagne's pretty much there.
Yeah, I would have to see Joe execute that because it takes a lot to maneuver through these different cultures, and some of the things that he was saying about his removal from Everyday Struggle shows me he's in this infancy of being able to maneuver through these different cultures, the corporate setting and this hip hop, very raw, very street based culture. And it takes a balance of it. And so if he can do that, then I think he has a promise. And he can stay dedicated and don't become self-destructive. Then he has a bright future. He could be on Charlemagne's level as a media figure by the end of the year. If he can...
I might be quick. But yeah.
I mean, look, things are moving quick.
The ramp is there, yeah.
I didn't know they do Bunk Gang. The dude that just goes into places and steals shit and dies on shit. Yeah. He was like, yeah, dude, all this happened in a matter of 6 months.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how shit moved. And I was like, I just assumed that I saw him everywhere. I was like, oh man, I think I've been watching Bunk Gang for a couple of years now. He's like, no, this has been 6 months. I was like, God, things are moving way too fast, man. Wow.
That's why I was impressed by shit that has staying power on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I used to feel that way about Dude Perfect, and now Dude Perfect's been around for a decade. You know what I mean? It's who thought that was lasting?
And this is the one thing that I like about what we do here at Late2Work is it's not gimmicky, and I feel you can get shit gimmicky and it can pop really quickly, like the Bunk Gang. Mm. But if it doesn't, it's like junk food and then soul food. You'd be full from eating some shit really quickly, and it's fast food, and you feel full, but it doesn't nourish you very long. But something that's
organic. I don't know that we quite soul food, dog.
I think
we're like Boston Market.
I feel like we're in our beginning stages, but I feel like we structured this to be something more than just us bullshitting and entertaining. It came from like a place of us needing an outlet to express ourselves, feeling the need of a certain voice in culture. And I believe when you start with that foundation and you're not just doing goofy shit and like, you know, robbing niggas at Dunkin' Donuts just for likes.
I would like to point out he's the one who wanted to do live on the street.
I do still want, but it can be done. It can be done in a funny way, and it can be done in a way that's like not hacky, and like and people will digest it and be like, oh, that was interesting. It's funny, but it was also gave you something to think about. Which everything you do, if you're creating content, make it something that. Like, yes, it's funny. Yes, it can be a little bit hacky, but like at least have something people can walk away with, you know. And I think that's what we do. Whatever we do, talk jokes, make bullshit up, and talk about what's going on in the culture. But we give you something that you can digest and you can have a discussion with when you're with your friends and shit, you know. And that's what life's about, man. But that's why I think that and Joe does that. But Bunk Gang, I mean, come on, man. What's he gonna do this year?
I hope nothing.
No. He's making music.
No disrespect. It's just like
I don't want
some shit I don't need to see again.
I don't want my kid. I don't want him around for my. If I had a kid, I don't want Bunk Gang around.
I always look. Some people kind of like live past their one hit fame, and you're just like, why? Like, I'm not saying that in like a hating way. By all means, like get it while you can. Like, I hope you like. Do you remember that song Harlem Shake?
Yeah,
that came out for like.
She did.
No. Like more like the EDM shit. It was like like the viral fucking dance.
Oh yeah.
That dude Bauer.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my like favorite stories of all time. Fucking long story short, like he came like the week that song came out to Boston. It was a Valentine's Day show. I was single, so I went to go buy tickets because I have shit to do.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't get tickets for cheaper than like $100. It was at the Middle East in Cambridge, where tickets are never more than $30.
Yeah, exactly.
So I got my millennial Twitter rant. Just Blaze, who's like headlining the show with him, DMs me back, like puts me on his guest list.
Oh wow!
Which was like a surreal experience. Like I was just like off one, like backstage, hanging out with Just Blaze on stage during his set. It was fucking nuts. I was having the time of my life. Salute to Just Blaze, one of the coolest nights of my life. But I say that to say, Just Blaze, legendary hip-hop Just Blaze, has produced some of the best records in hip-hop history. Just Blaze made the sound that made Rockefeller Records. Just Blaze was opening for this nigga Bauer.
Oh wow,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I shouldn't say like I guess they're co-headlining, but Bauer closed. Is my point. And so, like, that record was that big at that time. That Bauer closed, and I'm not sure he played another record.
Yeah.
It was Harlem Shake after some other song, after Harlem Shake, after some one other song.
Yeah.
Like, he must have played Harlem Shake 15 times in a 25-minute set.
I always wonder what these like Cardi B. Well,
but why is he still around? That's my point. Like, why
is he still around?
Like, that's my point. He's selling out clubs all over the country still. I have no idea. This music's not like it's okay, but it sounds like a lot of other EDM.
Yeah, I'm not even.
A lot of other like slow trap.
I'm not even in the EDM. Like the only time I'm in the like I'm like on top of the EDM music if it's like J10 sends me like shit.
He's from Miami. That makes sense.
Exactly. But like besides that, I'm not really. I'm just with so much time going past, so much shit getting released. Right now,
EDM you have to be like on top of it and all these different like sources too. Like that's the thing. It's like I don't have the time anymore. Like when I was in college, I could be on 40 different websites like looking for new mixes. Yep. And I was like, I'm on Spotify.
Yeah.
And if you got like some dope shit that's on Spotify and happens to be on SoundCloud, I'll check it there.
Yeah.
If it's not one of those two, I'll probably listening to your music. And that sucks. I'm a terrible fan for that.
The same here. And I used to be a huge music nerd, and I just pick up everything that comes out, and I listen to everything. But who I'm late to the party with is this guy, Tekashi 6ix9ine.
You fuck with his shit?
I fuck with Tekashi 6ix9ine. Dude, that Gummo song is so live. I just saw him. I was like, I hate this guy. And then something happened.
Kool-Aid dreads.
Yeah, he doesn't even look like T Grizzly. He looks like
body type. I mean.
No, he's skinny. He's like a skinny Puerto Rican Mexican mix from Brooklyn, and
nah, dude, I'm out, bro. Nah.
Have you heard the song? Have you heard the Gummo?
So I've not heard that particular record.
Oh man,
I've heard some of his music mostly because I saw the spelling of his name was like, that can't be right.
Dude.
I had to go check it. I can't believe you're a fan, dog. You're supposed to be the hip-hop insider.
Dude, it took me a fucking... I denied it for a long time. And then I checked out the video. The video was hype. It reminded me of the energy from Bobby Shmurda's first video when he had all of Brooklyn out there. He had all these young cats out there.
Imagine like some of that Drill Music Chicago video.
Yeah, man. They were all rapping for this dude. Then I was like, okay, well, I got to find out more because I like this song. He had other songs. And then like he spoke about like how he came up. Like his whole brand and what he's been doing, and how he was like, yeah, I never wanted to rap. People like he was going viral just from like pictures he was putting up and shit. Yeah. And then people were like, yo, you should rap, and so he just started.
He was like rapping. An Instagram celebrity.
Pretty much, like he had like wild video or pictures up with like him wearing he would like wear like a shirt that said HIV on it just because. I guess he's like big into like that awareness and like he's done the AIDS walk and so forth like that. And so like it's like shit that I was like, all right, man, I totally judged the book by its cover. I like the two songs he released, the Gummo joint, and then he has another one called Kuda.
Gumbo? Like the
Gummo, like that old school movie from the producer of Kids. Yeah, so check.
Alright, so we'll put it on the podcast. We'll do the intro with that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So check Tekashi 6ix9ine spelled some weird fucking way.
Yeah.
If you can figure out how to spell his name.
He just released a new record with Fetty Wap. We'll put that on the intro.
There you go.
Yeah.
In news that make me feel a little better about accepting him as a possible real talent. Mm-hmm. Post Malone, we can agree, also a guy you look at and don't want to think he's good at rapping. Mm-hmm.
We can also like agree, a singer, hip-hop singer-ish.
Hip-hop singer. Kill me.
Yeah, whatever. I feel like that's
exactly what he is. And kill me when those guys are now a thing.
Yeah.
Whatever. We can agree Post Malone is not good at rapping.
Yeah.
We can agree all we like from him is Rockstar, right? Mm-hmm. Is there before we get this on record?
I mean, I didn't mind White Iverson.
Okay, well, fair. And that, like, the single Rockstar is my shit. Like, and I always thought that record went hard.
21 Savage is on it, so exactly. I got respect for 21.
Turns out, a mix of that leaked with T-Pain and Joey Badass.
I heard Joey Badass ghost wrote on that. And
and it turns out that was the original. Yeah, like it was him and T-Pain, and then they passed on it and then he wrote it for Post Malone, and it was the most most successful album of most successful record of Joey Badass's career. It's his first number one. He made a bunch of money on it. So salute to Joey Badass. And for anyone who felt bad about liking Post Malone, there you go. The one song you actually enjoyed by him, he didn't write. So.
And I'm happy. I wish T-Pain would have got that look. That doesn't feel like
it's a way different record.
Yeah,
it's so hip hop with them on it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want.
You needed a hip hop singer.
I don't want Joey Badass on that record.
No,
let him. He
had bars for it, and like T-Pain went in on.
I may have to listen.
T-Pain went hammer.
T-Pain. People sleep on T-Pain. I'm predicting 2018 T-Pain come back.
T-Pain been like. I don't know when it's gonna be, but T-Pain's coming back. Like, anyone who wrote T-Pain off,
T-Pain got hits, man.
Yeah. T-Pain's also, I think, on steroids because that nigga is swole.
Is he? I didn't know he was
he's in like shape.
Well, that dude, he's crazy talented. Yeah. On the computerized joint,
like
or not
reinvented autotune.
On autotunes, not an autotune. That dude's talented. 2018 T-Pain drops a hit.
Facts. Sorry, just to bring it back so we can close out the Budden thing. Last thing, Akademiks is staying at Complex. Yes. This is settled?
Yes. Until this contract is up. And
why, if he's at Complex, is he going at Desus and Mero?
I don't understand.
Who invented Complex Hip Hop Talk TV.
Can you explain their beef?
So, Desus and Mero had Vic Mensa on like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I don't even know how fucking long ago. Vic Mensa had some things to say about Akademiks, essentially, like, Akademiks trying to use, like, Chicago shootings to get views and likes.
I remember that.
Which, like, Vic Mensa's from Chicago. Vic Mensa's, outspoken activist. Like, he gonna call you on your shit, dog. Like, I don't know why you get mad for people agreeing with a guy stating facts on their show.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, because like you need views because Budden's not on your show anymore, you trying to go at niggas. Like that shit don't make any sort of sense. So whatever, he was, bring that same type of energy, blah, 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 blah. I don't know why niggas is hating on me. Like, I don't get it. He just seems kind of trash for the whole thing, honestly. But, like, we'll see how it shakes out. Like, Desus and Mero, like, kind of flat out said, like, we just try to be funny and shit. Like, but if y'all niggas want to push it, we still from the Bronx.
Yeah.
And, like, that... I don't know them, so I'm not gonna sit here and co-sign yes or no.
Yeah, and I don't.
But when niggas from the Bronx usually tell me they from the Bronx, I know a few niggas from the Bronx, and them niggas I don't want to fuck with.
Yeah, and I don't think Akademiks. The Akademiks doesn't have that energy. Like,
not at all. That's what I mean. You don't got it, bro.
Smoke.
I feel comfortable saying that as a dude from like suburban Massachusetts. That Akademiks don't want no smoke from pretty much anybody. He's running up on 0 people.
Yeah.
Nigga, you can't deliver threats from Twitch. Yeah. That's facts. You're dead as soon as you go on the platform.
How do you feel about... Okay, I don't understand... he doesn't appreciate Akademiks... Vic Vincent I'm speaking about. He doesn't appreciate using Chicago shootings and shit like that in order to... And publicizing it in order to get ratings.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that a little bit. I have a problem
Vic saying that?
with Vic having beef with Ak over that. Ak, if you're an artist and you decide that like you're gonna be in some form of you're gonna live what you're saying in your raps and you shooting and people and there's violence in it, then media's gonna speak on it. And if Ak's realm is hip hop and culture and Chicago artists are shooting at each other and getting into violent altercation, then he's got to speak on it. And I've never heard, regardless of your opinion as an academic, he has a level. He's a smart dude. He has a level-headed perspective on these incidents. He's never been like, keep on. He's never promoting. He's usually like, hey, like, these dudes is crazy. Like they need, like he's usually like, you can't be doing this. Like you're artist, you're popping. Like, it's like
the whole beef was pretty much. I'm like just catching up on the details here, and it's like. The whole issue is Ak would go out and pretty much like diss Chicago rappers for being involved in all like the crazy shit that's going on out there. And like if you're from that area, like he's talking about niggas like you with. And so like apparently one of the stories, Akademiks got a bunch of fucking views off of and shit, was this rapper from Chicago, Trey 57, got murdered. And it's like he came on in and like this is the Mensa quote, which like this is real as fuck. Like how can you hear this and not agree? Like that's a nigga I grew up with. I've known him since I was 5 years old, and to come on the internet, this corny ass little voice and make jokes about it, I was waiting to fucking see you. Like,
yeah,
that's real. Yeah. Like, if you out on the internet cracking jokes about like niggas from where I'm from and my friends who got killed, like I'm gonna come see you. And I ain't even built like that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm certainly no Vic Mensa.
Yeah. Okay. So. I can't completely throw Ak under the bus because we don't have exactly what his quotes are on that incident. From everything I've seen of Ak, and I've seen a lot of Ak's video, I doubt he was like, "Oh, this idiot got killed." I'm sure he says like, "Oh, like he's making fun of the situation more so," or he's making fun of the ignorance in the situation of people who have.
I think you give Ak too much credit, dog.
No, I don't give many people that credit, but what I've seen from Ak. Like he's always had like a very thorough perspective on shit going on in hip hop, whether it's violence incident. He'd be like, "Yo, like that's not good for your business. That's not good for your brand."
I've never seen anything that wasn't corny from DJ Akademiks.
Well,
I'm not even saying that as like trying to be a hater, but like I've never seen anything that was particularly insightful that I like learned from. It's always him just making some bad point and then getting like worked by some guest.
No.
And maybe that's just like this shtick, and that's what they like share because it gets views. But like I've never seen this like insightful guy.
Okay, I'm more familiar with act. Like I watch the Everyday Struggle when they have guests I like, but I'm more familiar with just looking at act from his. YouTube, yeah, and everything that he says it's pretty well thought out, and it's not from a hip hop media standpoint. It's not what you would expect. He's not saying like, oh no, you got to go out there and rep your hood. It's like no, like look, you're a successful artist. You're gonna mess up your money if you continue to get into these violent incidents, and then no one's gonna be booking you for shows, and then you're gonna have like he gives really good. Like these artists, if they're listening, they should be digesting this, and it's food for. It may be shit hard to swallow, and maybe not good for their street cred. But he gives a good perspective on like, yeah, that's legally that's not right, and it's gonna fuck up your business. Stay the fuck out of it. And like I got it, and that's all I've seen from him. So I'm not familiar with the exact video that Vic is talking about. But if you're a successful artist and you're in the media, you cannot be in the streets too, and that's just. And if you are, and if you are, and you get killed, then the media is gonna talk about you, and you can have beef with those media outlets. But this is part of the game. It's just part of the game, man.
I think if you watch some of those videos that Akademiks is talking on, you'd feel a little different.
Okay, and I will. Because like, I will watch it. And I will have a rebuttal.
There's some shit like I get it. Like everybody's gotta have a take, but like we're not. And there's no disrespect to the party, but like it's not like we're talking about like Chance the Rapper got killed. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that. Like you said, like that's a media worthy. Like you know what I mean? Everybody's gonna be talking about that. Like. You're talking about a dude named Trey 57. Have you heard of him? I surely haven't. No. I don't pretend to be the hip hop head of all hip hop heads, but we only, a couple hundred miles from Chicago. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like that seems like you're trying to like paint a picture about the scene to get your view out there more than you are giving a shit about like the danger in the lives. And I think that's what people had an issue with. And that to me is just some corny shit.
Yeah, I would have to look, and then I'll withhold, making more statements about it until I review the videos and then see what Ack said. But I feel, and this is the last thing I say about it. But I feel like if Vic is gonna direct his attention and energy towards anything, it should be to the people who are in these streets. And
I mean, bro, go check Vic Mensa's like catalog. That's pretty much all his energy.
It shouldn't be like stop making videos about people shooting each other. No, people shouldn't be shooting each other. If I make fun of people shooting each other because I think this is ignorant.
But if you make a career out of making it cool to talk about niggas shooting each other, then niggas will keep shooting each other to try and get on your videos.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what. And I will leave room for me to be wrong. I don't think that Act is saying in his video it's cool to be shooting niggas. And from everything I've seen from him,
fair, but I do think he put this aside. I think he said. I think he's making it quite clear. It's cool for me to make money off of talking about this.
Yeah,
and I think that's a really poor message to be sending. Because that encourages you can get fame this way, and like that, like this needs to keep going on to fund somebody's model, and it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll look at those videos.
I mean, so by all means, I mean no ill will to anyone. I'm trying not to hate. So, DJ Akademiks, I hope you get your micro bag from Complex that I can only hope to get one day. So, like, by all means, my nigga, I hope you do your thing.
Absolutely.
I'm also a huge Desus and Mero stan, so niggas know that. But like, y'all know what side of the beef Late2Work's on that one. So flip the tag out.
Yeah, I think there's not that many black.
There's not enough platforms like this in the culture yet for them, like for us to be having beef amongst each other.
Sit down. Why can't people just sit down and have a discussion? This is like a 5-minute discussion. Like, I thought you were doing this. Oh no, this is what we were doing.
Right.
And it's like, oh, I can see that. It's like if it was the other way around, what would you have done?
Yeah.
Oh well, okay, I understand that. And then it's over. Like, you want to grab a drink? Cool. Let's talk this over. All right, we Gucci.
Yeah, that's what. Be adults.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's the thing. I mean, this is no disrespect. I said this is a young 27-year-old myself. Akademiks what, 24, 25? Big Match is what, 23, 24?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And if this same beef happens 6 years from now, this would be a conversation.
Yeah, yeah. This happens to
me. Because it's
just
not 24-year-olds like negotiating.
I want all that smoke. I don't care.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know how much smoke I wanted at 23?
Yeah, exactly.
That I absolutely do not want now?
Exactly.
2018, new year, new me. Yeah. No beef for nobody.
No,
That's all I want.
I want to collect my money. I want to sit back and I want to make.
I want to go on more vacations, fuck more bitches, get more money. All right, we got all the way into the everyday shuffle. A couple other things I guess we want to get to this week. There's a bunch of new content that came out this month. We're going to try and start recapping some of the newer content that's hitting places for y'all to check it out. Obviously, part of what we cover here is relationships, race, politics, but more importantly, culture and motherfucking content. So a bunch of new shit out.
I was
first or Chappelle first?
Yeah, let me just go. I was on vacation, and so
Chris got caught up a lot.
I took almost over a week off, and I watched a shit ton of movie. I watched the Justice League movie. I watched Downsizing. I watched the Thurgood Marshall movie. I watched Bright.
Nice.
And then I watched all the Chappelle. I watched all the Chappelle's new stand-up that he just dropped on Netflix. And I watched Black Mirror's new season. It's a lot.
Obviously, Jesus Christ.
I know, it's a lot.
Did you go out the house?
I did not.
I mean, it's
I was
cold.
back in Cleveland.
It's fucking cold.
I would not. I was in my parents' place. I wasn't gonna, there's only so much we can talk about. Like, after a day or something. Yeah. So,
I was with my girlfriend before.
Oh, yeah. You need to watch this. I need to see my Netflix password.
Yo, for fucking real. All right. So you watched everything under the sun?
Yeah, I watched everything. So, but we were discussing before we even started, like, the Bright movie, Will Smith. They get terrible reviews amongst the elite writers and shit like that. Or critics, and then even like Chance the Rapper said something negative about it, and he was mostly just speaking about the racial issue. But then I watched it, and I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was like in to watch that Jake Gyllenhaal movie, but like a sci-fi edge to it. There was a lot of symbolism and race and culture in it,
that's the part that trips me up. Is there's a lot of symbolism about race, but then very intentionally, like, hey, it's okay that we're doing this weird spin on it because I'm black and a cop, and that seems to be like the premise of the movie.
No, it's more like you've seen Avatar, right?
I'm gonna get killed for this, but I saw Avatar at home on TV. I did not see Avatar in theaters. So it was a grand mistake because that movie sucks if you start at home.
So I saw.
I could see where it would have been good, but it sucked.
Yeah, I saw Avatar in the movie. But I also saw it again when it came out, and so like the reach that it was the same reach that like the Avatar movie made for Native American as Bright makes for the race relations in America. It wasn't. It wasn't.
Could we argue that right now is a time where race relations are a little tenser than usual?
Yes, and I mean, so like this is.
Does it make it better or worse for this?
I think it makes it better for this movie because you're making a movie for a population that needs to be able to digest a certain amount of content, and they're not. As we can see over this last 2018, the large majority of the population isn't that bright. They need things. Yeah. I didn't even realize I was doing that. So, like, they need something that's digestible. And I think this movie, for an audience that will watch it, was digestible enough. But Will Smith fucking killed this role. He was the funny as fuck in this. The other guy who played, there's an org in it, which is like the creature that was equivalent to like African Americans in this movie. He played a great role. It was funny. It was just like a lot of action. It was.
Is it kind of buddy copy? Because that's what it looks like.
It was like they hated each other for the most part. So
but that's how all buddy cops.
But it was like they hated each other till like pretty much the very end of the movie.
How much training day symbolism did we get?
it was a lot of Training Day. But that I actually watched Training Day too.
So if you wanted Training Day you could show to your kids, you would show them Bright.
Well, I mean, there's some F-bombs. It's still Netflix. Yeah? There's some F-bombs. There's some titties in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
all right. I forget that about Netflix. You can throw anything, any sort of rating. It don't matter. It's Netflix.
Yeah, exactly.
All you can eat buffet, baby.
Exactly. It was.
If the kid got the password, forget about it.
But I think everyone watch it. I think the critics were... If anything you can say about it, it was... because of what they tried to do, it was a little bit of reach. And with the symbolism and the using race and culture as a way to all the symbolism and so forth, a little bit of a reach. And also sometimes a movie tries to do too much as far as when they're trying to do something impactful. So you can say that and they didn't hide it as much as you should be. But I thought it was a good movie. You want to sit back and have a good movie, and Will Smith fucking hilarious, and then the rest of the actors.
Date movie?
Yeah, absolutely. The girl from Girl with the Dragon Tattoos in there.
Really?
Yeah, she's sexy.
I was gonna say that.
She's hot.
I try not to be that guy, but that's one.
Yeah. So no, I thought it was a legit movie. I think it was it's worth watching.
All right, 0 to 5 watches. How many watches do you give this? That's my impromptu rating scale for Late2Work.
I will give it.
The name of our content segment because we're late to fucking everything.
I will give it an easy 7.5.
On a scale of 1 to 5, you give it.
I thought it was 1 to 10. Oh, 1 to 5.
My nigga don't even pay attention to the scale.
No, I don't pay attention to anything.
7.5. So it translates to
1 to 10. I want 1 to 10.
Okay, we're going 1 to 10 then. 7.5. I agree. 1 to 10 is a better scale anyway. Yeah. All right. That's 7.5. I'll check that out.
But okay, so Chappelle dropped his new
I was gonna say, so that's the other thing I want to talk about. Chappelle dropped another 2-hour set.
Oh, well, one was 1 hour, and the other one was about 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's
the
Chappelle, right?
Yeah, the first one it begins with an E. It's the one that's the stage performance. It has all the good production. You'll know it's the one that they show right on the headline of Netflix. It is amazing. It is unparalleled.
That's good. Go ahead.
I had to watch it again because the first time it's like the first time you listen to the album, you're like, "Oh, this is the shit." And then
I can't believe it's that good.
Yeah, but from where I'm sitting right now, it's one of his. Since he did the stand up in San Francisco, I forget the name of it. It's on par with that, and maybe even better. It's on par. I think this is his breakout.
That's saying a lot. Dave Chappelle is top 7 comedians alive right now.
Yeah, and this is that work that's on that Raw Eddie, on that freaking Live at Sunset with Richard Pryor.
It's on that level.
To me, it is. To me, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. And it's
so people have this conversation all the time. Obviously, you're a comedy guy, so I'm curious for your take. Rock Chappelle. Where were you coming into this? Ooh. Where are you after this?
This will put him at Rock's level.
But prior to this, Rock was above Chappelle for you.
Yes, I think he was.
Why is that? Because I hear a lot of people say that, and I find Chappelle to be funnier, but Chappelle is decidedly more my style. Mm-hmm. Rock's act, even when he does well now, mm-hmm. I like it. I still think he's hilarious. I think he's one of the funniest people I've ever mm-hmm. seen do comedy. But it feels dated to me now.
Oh, I don't. I mean, I will go watch Bigger and Blacker. I will go watch I forget the.
I should clarify though. I don't mean dated in the content doesn't stand up. Uh-huh. I just mean stylistically. Mm-hmm. It's like when you see something great from the 90s mm-hmm. and it just kind of feels like the 90s. He's always been kind of big and brash and loud suits and the whole thing feels a little weird in the very subdued culture of 2018 where everybody's wearing fucking earth tones and chinos all the time. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
I don't. Or maybe because I'm older than you, that I'm more in that. Yeah,
Rock has kind of always been classic to me too. In that way, you're right. Because I wasn't allowed to listen to Chris Rock till I was 15.
Yeah, you
couldn't play that shit to a 9-year-old when that was coming out.
Yeah, I think Rock is. I mean, just as some of the Rock. I mean, just Rock said right after the OJ trial that like I'm not saying that he should kill them, but I understand like he got away with it. Like Rock is the man. To me it's
see that's my thing. It's like that's where I think the distinction is because people who know comedy always side with Rock, and this is where I think it is. I think Chris Rock tells a better joke than Dave Chappelle does. Dave Chappelle is a more compelling person.
It is very. I mean, you're comparing like
they're apples and oranges stylistically. Well, they're different guys.
Yeah, there's stylistically.
They're also very good friends, so I guess there's no point to compare.
In the margin between who's better and who's worse, it's like it can be.
It's like that Monday night game a couple weeks ago with the index cards. That's the margin.
Well, it's crazy. It's like one with comedy at one night. Anyone can be the best comedian in the world that night. One set you can like at that moment, and in that moment when Dave Chappelle dropped this recent special, he was the funniest person in the world right now, and it's just like that's
so
down.
Exciting to hear because like I fucking love Dave Chappelle, and I've always felt that like some dudes are just like. You could be the best at your craft. Similar to Budden in a lot of regards. Joe Budden could have been the best rapper of all time. I've always felt like. He just really didn't give a fuck about doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And at that point, and this is the thing, there's a time period in comedy. So like at that moment, at that time, and him standing on that stage, it's like being a boxer. Like at one moment, Mike Tyson was like the best boxer and the best at that moment in time. He was the best boxer that ever walked the face of the earth. But 10 minutes later, another day, you could just someone else can knock him out.
I guess my fear with Chappelle was always like, I feel like you only get maybe if you're really fucking lucky and really fucking talented. One window to be that guy.
Yeah,
and it felt like Dave Chappelle's gotten 2 or 3 or 4 already. And just like passed.
Dude, he breaks it. And this is the crazy thing with this special. He breaks it all down. Like everything you just said, as far as his chances, as far as his abilities, as far as like he breaks it all down. Like dude, you just. And folks, watch both stand up. The second one, where it's like more of an intimate comedy club style, which is preferable for a comedian. It is more introspective. It's more reflective on our culture and a lot of things going on, from the presidencies to the scandals that's going on in Hollywood. It's more reflective and less like just killer joke after joke, crying, laughing. But it is just as brilliant. It's just as important to watch. But the main one, the hour-long one, you're watching Picasso paint at that moment. It is poetry in motion.
So, culture homework for y'all, you Late2Work listeners out there. This has been Late to Watch. What y'all gotta go watch here in January. Go see Bright. Tell us if it's trash, because I think it's gonna be trash. I haven't watched it yet. Tell me if it's dope, because Chris says it's dope, and I don't want to believe him. And fuck making this nigga right. Also go see Chappelle do his goddamn thing, because he's one of the best comics walking the planet. Yeah, and has been for a long time.
Now he's the king.
And apparently, apparently this is the shit.
But I think Louis C.K.'s gonna come back. I think
it's a tough road. Let me ask you this while we're on this topic, actually. It feels... I remember in the 90s when I was young, and obviously you're a few years older than me, so you probably remember it a bit better. There was this turn from like... I don't want to call it traditional stand-up comic, but there was a whiter stand-up comic crowd. There's the Norm Macdonalds of the world, not Dane Cook. Who's the older version of Dane Cook? Dennis Leary.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a huge fan of what's the French guy you name?
Dane Cook.
No. The guy from Saturday Night Live.
Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald. I think that guy's a fucking genius.
So like, I felt like that crowd, like, what was holding it down throughout like the 80s and early 90s, and there like was this really like radical like black comic wave. Like, you know, obviously you had Eddie and everything in like the 80s, and like he was kind of like the torchbearer there through the 90s. But all of a sudden in the 90s you had like the original Kings of Comedy guys, you had Harvey, you had you know, D.L. Hughley was like really out here finally. You had, you know, Chris obviously like came into his own, Cedric,
Martin,
Chris Tucker, Martin. Yeah, so there's like this wave, and it kind of feels like that now. And the gatekeeper kind of to the tipping point was Louis. Was that? And all of a sudden, the best comic in the world kind of, at the very least, is taking a year off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the best comics in the world right now are, you know, though there's some great, you know, a couple straight white dudes out there, and you know, really some really interesting Middle Eastern comics I like a lot. The real like standouts are black men right now.
Yeah, well, like, we can't exclude Tiffany Haddish.
And black women, yes. I'm sorry, black people, black comics are crushing. Like there's, you know, like Ali Wong, obviously, like there's some Asian comics, there's some Middle Eastern comics, there's, you know, some white comics, there's, you know, plenty of other comics doing well, but I feel like you look at that top billing, it's Tiffany Haddish, it's Kevin Hart, it's Desus and Mero, who aren't even fucking comedians, selling out live shows all over the place. It's, you know what I mean?
We're at this, we're at another pinnacle point in comedy right now where where it's needed, the culture needs it, and there's been a lot of killers going on. But I don't think it is just. I think it's across the board because there's a lot. Kevin Hart's at the top of the food chain right now. Yeah. And then you had the Tiffany Haddish. You have Chappelle. Is it?
That's
Chappelle.
What I mean.
Chappelle's way funnier than Kevin Hart. He's just hasn't.
Anyone who's ever tried to say that Kevin Hart is funnier than Dave Chappelle, cut off your fucking ears and die.
He just hasn't made the same moves that Kevin Hart has made in order to get that corporate success, which he breaks it down. He breaks it down why he hasn't do it and what he did and what he sacrificed, and he breaks down Kaepernick, compares himself. Oh, it's amazing. He even takes it back to Emmett.
Emmett Till?
Oh, dude.
I read somebody like recapping the clip of it, and I was just like, yeah, I can see this shit.
Both of those. Okay, so yes, but there are some. I mean, if you look at Rogan selling out everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
You look at.
I almost forget that Rogan's a
comedian. Yeah, you do too, because he's all over the place.
But you say Ari Shaffir to combat that, right? So Ari Shaffir is doing really well, doing all these gigs. One of the things that helped get him up, right, was stuff that happened. The
storyteller.
So you know who took that over?
Who did?
Roy Wood Jr.
Oh, really?
That's what I mean. So even some of these like fringier, quote unquote, black comics are coming the fuck up. Yeah. Michael Shea is now the lead writer at SNL.
Michael Shea is a beat.
Michael Shea is amazing. I've been on his dick for a long time. I'm so happy he's getting props.
And then you can't forget that there's like what's the other guy from SNL and was from 30 Rock? My memory is shit. Tracy Morgan. Yeah, still at the top of this game. I think we're just at a golden level of, because Bill Burr is arguably, I mean, Bill Burr can drop a stand up tomorrow and
be better than almost everybody out.
Yes,
like there's like 6 names you can name who could compete.
And I've heard that his new stuff is incredible, but then you have Chris Rock coming back, and I heard that his shit is crazy. What
happened to that wave of female comedians, by the way? There was like a year and a half there where like the Eliza, Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
There's another one who was like big right on the cusp there, and like I feel like black women just got the white women comics to fuck out of the face.
Yeah, no, but there's still. I mean,
I'm just saying I haven't heard anything from any of them in a while. I feel like.
Yeah.
Or am I just not checking for them? I'd be like a bad feminist.
I just think that like they're not. They're still. I mean, you look at someone like Whitney Cummings, who's doing huge shit. She's directing.
She's put a new special coming up soon, I think.
Yeah, she dropped one like maybe earlier this year or late in 2016. She's like producing a new like Roseanne show.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Okay.
Yeah, and then there's just so much content coming out. It's hard to keep. But yeah, definitely.
And that's why y'all gonna come listen to us so we can put y'all on to good content.
But it's definitely that. I think this year is, and I've been writing jokes about it. How like this year is gonna be the year of the woman. Like they need to get all the scumbags out of the way in 2017. And
we talked about in 2017. It's going. I'm telling you right now, it's women of color and queer dudes.
Yeah.
You ain't one of the two. Get behind one.
Queer dudes, gay dudes have all on the low. They've been under running and shit. I mean, they run Hollywood.
Here's what people fail to understand: the barrier.
It's being broken down.
The barriers that exist for queer dudes get passed by women of color. And queer dudes are always friends with women of color. Yeah. So as they're getting put on, they pretty much, yes. The only dudes who got a say in the conversation with women of color are gonna be the queer dudes. And they've got a lot to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is gonna be a year where
it's gonna be fun.
Where things start to settle, and then you start to see the shit from 2017 starts to settle, I should say, and then you start to see these barriers break down and people come up, and even people are. I mean, if you look at what women of color and what the LGBTZ whatever community,
LGBTQI.
I can't keep up with this, man. what they've been doing.
Others, but sorry.
Sorry, I'm a 6-year-old.
No, that's fine. We're here.
But they've been lit, man. They've been killing it, and I respect it. I respect people who have been marginalized coming up.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing to see. Yeah. I want more of it in 2018.
It is. It's that year. They got the scumbags out. Now they coming up.
I can't wait.
I'm sneaking up too. Don't.
Hey, yeah, Late2Work's coming up. Actually, that's a great transition. We talking about content. We talking about
we're already past hours.
We're already past an hour anyway. Our top 5 for this week. We want to do our New Year's resolutions like everyone out there. So we're gonna do some resolutions for the show. Some promises we're gonna make to y'all, our lovely listeners here in 2018, reason to come check us out. First and foremost, 2018, I want to do at least 18 guests. We've got a whole bunch of shit that we're lining up here coming up. Some cool people in entertainment. Gonna try and get some people on from the financial side of things to talk Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, because I know I'd like to, kind of get hip to a lot of that shit and get a lot of people caught up to speed who maybe missed out on that first wave before the next one misses you too. Got a lot of cool people in entertainment. Got a couple of friends who work scripting TV scores, a couple of actors, a couple of producers, a couple of folks in that world that we're going to be on this year. So we've got a lot of cool guests we're lining up. Hopefully there'll be more. So if there's anyone interested you want us to talk to, hit us up, drop us an email. It's definitely the easiest way for us to keep all that organized. Late2Work podcast @gmail.com. Resolution number 2. What do you got for us?
I would like for us, at least by the end of the year, do one live format show.
That would be dope. All right. Hey, that's a big resolution. All right. 2018 live show, Late2Work. Yeah. That means we need enough of y'all listening to justify us trying to book a live show.
Support it by sending it to a friend.
Exactly. Share it. Fucking send it as a Christmas card to the people you didn't get presents for.
Exactly.
Send it. We'll do an episode about taxes in the next couple of weeks here coming up on the spring. So send it to all your dumbass friends who never filed their own taxes. So yeah, there's a lot of useful shit. I like it. Live episodes in 2018. I know. Also, we want to be better about the video content. We just started the video thing here at the end of 2017. Definitely trying to do weekly video content episodes. Probably some other stuff as far as the video content here between YouTube and Facebook video. Maybe some mini episodes, some spin-off episodes, some more directed stuff. I know we're going to try and do some video episodes for Girls I Met Online.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is going to be dope.
And while I was home, I recorded one with the girl that I went to prom with.
That's gonna be dope.
It is gonna be dope.
So definitely check for that.
I'll drop that sometime whenever I.
Girls I Met Online episode 2, Chris's prom dance.
Yeah.
I'd like to also remind y'all that Chris went to prom 15 years ago, so prom was a lot different.
It was.
So that's gonna be a story.
Yeah, she tells a story about her making out with Mike Tyson and making out with DMX. So.
Yo. What is your life, bro? How did you... I guess I'm going to have to listen to the podcast. Yeah. That's a Hollywood tease right there.
Yeah, it is.
We're big market tease.
Yeah, exactly.
We might have to start recording in Boston instead of Providence. That's a big market tease. I love it. All right. So definitely we're going to try and get up weekly video content between all that different shit. Definitely check for us. If you're not subscribed already, check us out on YouTube. Just search Late2Work. You can find us on there. We'll be on Facebook like native video hopefully in the next couple of months too.
You'll see the
oh yeah, it'll be down here for you people who are already hip and checking.
I'm working on my editing skills. We're getting it popping.
Yeah, right. We need an intern. Holla at us. Also want to make sure we get a minimum of 45 episodes in this next year. We banked at 20 last year. We started this in July, so we're coming up on our 1 year mark here this July. So trying to get in 45 episodes this season. That'll give us a couple weeks off, a couple weeks for travel. We're going to try and do a couple of remote episodes too. We're going to LA run. So if you're all out in LA and want to,
Miami, we have to go to Miami.
We're definitely going to be in Miami. Yeah. We got some traveling to do. So if y'all, put it this way, if y'all got interesting people you want us to come talk to and it's in an interesting place, aka someplace warmer than Boston with girls in bikinis and my girlfriend maybe or maybe not with me, you just let us know where to be and we'll try and make that work. What's our last resolution? Because I got 3 already. Plus viewers. Okay.
All right. I say
you dropped a bombshell earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
I threw it out as a goal.
I like it.
I want to at least get 1 to 2 sponsors.
I like it.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
So also salute to our current sponsor, Samson.
Yeah.
I want to clap it up for Samson real quick. Everybody loves Samson mic, Samson headphones. This shit is dope. I do like that. But definitely, if y'all got some cool shit for us to plug, want to have you plug it, y'all just throw us the bag. It doesn't even have to be that big of a bag. It could be like a purse, a wristlet. You know what I mean? Whatever works. Yeah, pocketbook.
Yeah.
I mean, I like a satchel. If we could work out like a satchel, that'd be cool. A duffel bag would be phenomenal. But like, we could definitely start with a wristlet.
Yeah, that's Gucci.
That's Gucci. Gucci, if you want to sponsor us, that's cool. I don't know. There's a couple different sponsors I want to talk to, but yeah, that'd definitely be dope. Yeah. So, podcast 2018 goals. Also, since we're talking about all this content shit, I'm giving free plug. Also, I gave this as a gift this year. It's a wonderful gift. Go get Movie Pass. If you really are a big movie person, you like going to the movies all the time, $9.95 a month, go to a movie every single day.
Work?
Yep.
I man to get that shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I just been bootlegging them.
Yeah, that's right? Like,
the quality shit, and there's like Chinese subtitles, but I've been.
Instead, you can go to the theater, you can sit in your recliner. I mean, you still got to pay for popcorn and shit, but like.
I'm with it.
I mean, 10 what's the movie ticket? $14, right? So it's like you go to one movie, you save money.
Exactly.
So it seems reasonable. Anyway, check that shit out. You got anything else for this week?
No, man. That's all I got.
All right. So, as always, it's been the best known unknown podcast on the internet. It's Late to Work. This has been episode 20, the Everyday Shuffle. It's your boy Money Mitch, aka a whole lot of things, but you can find me on social media at Mitch Gaines with a Y, because I'm a little bit gay. Here rocking with my man, only Chris Allen. Find us everywhere else. It's at Late to Work on pretty much everything. At _Late to Work on Twitter.
Only Chris Allen on everything.
Indeed. You got shows? Dates?
I do have some shows and dates. This Thursday, I'm out in the Fall River at Comedy for the Cause at what the fuck is that restaurant?
What's the cause?
It's like for homeless. They do
homeless people.
Homeless people. They just like give out. They collect your entry is just like gifts and money or whatever you want to donate.
Codes.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah. Yep. And then just search Facebook Comedy for the Cause. It'll pop up. I'm on the 9th. I am at comedy show at Locals in Beacon Street. The 9th of January. Let's see. I don't want to waste all you guys' time.
My man is at least prepared for
on Friday, the 12th of January, I'm at the Hardcore Show at Providence Comedy Connection. It's going to be a really dope show. And then I got some dates in February, but I'll plug them next time.
Alright, sounds like a plan. I may actually be at the Hardcore Show, so if you're looking to meet us in person, come on out. That's all I got. Always be late, don't be a dickhead.
Alright, don't be a dickhead. Peace.